My name is Fatima Ishiaku. I'm the author of the book I Called Him Dad. I'm the founder of Heart of Fatima for Sexually Abused Girls Foundation. I'm also the ambassador to Queen Moremi Ajasoro under His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife. I'm a sexual abuse survivor from the age of 5 till I was 14. But my stepfather wasn't having sexual intercourse with me at the age of 5. He was only using his finger. But at the age of 14, that was when the rape started. At the age of 7, that was when the rape started. And he defied me for 7 years. It was at the age of 14, my mother found out I was not a virgin. Then I told her who was defiling me. That was when it was revealed to me that he wasn't my dad. But when my mother found out I was being raped, she moved me out of the house to go and live with her brother. So I was living with her brother. So when my mom died, Igbo tradition, my mom is an Igbo woman. My biological dad is from the north. My stepfather is from the north. So when my mom died, I have to come back to the house to take care of my younger one. That is the tradition. The rape continued. He said to me, nobody's here anymore to protect you. So you have to submit yourself. I was tired. He called me all sorts of names, called me dirty, called me smelling, called me ugly. I was tired. But there are some scars on my body that still remind me of what I went through. Who gave me these scars? My mother. Because when the rape started, I started running away from the house from the age of 10, 11. And sometimes when I run away from the house, when my mom come back, he would tell her all sorts of lies. Or when he beats me, he would tell my mom that he saw me kissing a boy. My mom would not listen. You don't want to know. You don't want to. Why you didn't ask? Okay, I have this child. She used to be a very calm girl. What happened to her? All of a sudden, she changed from being a calm girl to a stubborn girl that ran away from the house. My mom would beat me, cut my vagina, put pepper. All the scar I have in my hand and my head, all of them I got from my mother. Sometimes it is not what my stepfather do to me anymore. Sometimes when I see the scar being inflicted on me by my mother, that was before she found out that I wasn't running away from the house. I wasn't misbehaving. I was just tired of being bullied, of being stigmatized, of being constantly raped. I was a sex slave at a tender age. So, when my mom found out, my mom started protecting me. So when she traveled for business, he beat me. 2016, I went to America for my friend Dori Chinasa Ariole movie premiere, The Benevolence. That was how, there was an actress there also called Doris Simon, who have a story on rape. In that story, her father raped her, she had a child, but the child died of malaria. So when it was time for question and answer, our parents in diaspora were only talking about malaria. Nobody was talking about the rape aspect. That was when I raised my hand. Then the owner of the art gallery where the movie is being premiered told them, Uncle Tim told them to give me the mic. They gave me the mic. And I told them and I said, I'm shocked that even our parents in diaspora shine away from the truth. This movie is not only about malaria. That's the two key elements here. One, rape, but nobody's talking about it. I said, look at me. I'm a victim of sexual abuse from the age of 5 till I was 14 by my stepfather. And now I can't talk about it. Even in America, we can't talk about it. I became pale. That was when an American professor discovered me and told me to write a book about my life. I didn't want to write it, but he has to push me to write it. It wasn't an easy thing to tell the world what happened to you. It wasn't an easy to tell the world how you were raped by your mother, husband, how you dropped out of school. So finally, I ended up writing my book, doing events on gender-based violence to see how we can help mothers identify the sign of rape and why victims don't come out to speak out. One of the reasons why victims don't come out to speak out is because of the stigma. Society will bully you. Society will inflict more pain on you, even more than the person that raped you. They'll call you all sorts of names. They did call me all sorts of names. Some say I'm looking for fame. Some say I'm lying. My story is not true. How can I lie about a story like that? How can I lie about a story that all my family know about? Right now, I forgive him. I see it as my destiny. I don't see it as he did it to me because he want to hate me. I think there's a purpose why things like this happen to me. Probably for me to be able to help victims that are going through the same thing. In our society, a lot of young girls are going through the same thing by their father is raping them, the driver, the crew, pastors, teachers, the security man, the gardener. So no child is saved. They are raped. Boy child is being sodomized. Don't say because I have a daughter, she's not saved. Okay, I only have a son, my son is saved. No, not in this society anymore. Every child is not saved. So one of the things that I do now is to educate mothers on how to protect their children, the signs they need to look out for, why they need to listen to their children. And most parents know that their children is being raped. But what happened? They are still married to that same man. The same thing with my mother. You might want to ask me, is your mother still married to her husband? Yes, my mother was still married to him till she died. You know why? Because that was her third marriage. Now, she didn't want to leave that marriage because she don't want to be seen as a woman who cannot keep a man. So she was in the house. So when she found out that I was being raped by her husband, what did she do to me? She took me for traditional cleansing in the village. But my stepfather did not go. Now, a victim is being taken to do all kinds of rituals, whereas the suspect is being protected because they will stone him or make him dance naked in the market square. But she is protecting him. But she wasn't protecting her daughter. And she was still married to that man. My stepfather have 2 children with my mother. And they knew what happened to me. And their father called them to beg me to forgive him. And they were not happy over what he did to me. But I need to forgive. Not just before I would say I forgive him, but the forgiveness was not from my heart. But right now, deep inside of me, the forgiveness is from my heart. So I forgive him for everything that he did to me because I want to have peace. I've done stuff with United Nations on Orange World. I've done in most TV, magazine, and if you ask me if I'm happy doing what I'm doing, yes, I'm happy doing what I'm doing because I have a lot of brave victims that I talk to, that I help, and I hate sex. I hate a man. I have hatred for black men. I have hatred. I used to. And let me use that word, I used to. Then I hate sex. I don't like men coming close to me. But when I had my first true relationship and I understand what sex was, sex is not pain. Except somebody hurts you or rape you and stuff like that. If there's something I want to change or something I wish never happened to me in my life is I wish I was never raped. I wish I was never. If I could turn back the hand of time, it's never to be raped. Most especially by my mother's husband. If I was raped by an outsider, probably I won't feel that pain anymore. I won't even talk about it to anybody. But I was raped by my mother's husband, somebody I thought was my dad. Somebody that I grew up thinking was my dad. Somebody I answered his name to date. If there is something I wish I would have done, I would have said, damn the consequence. Was I've told my mother the first day he raped me, when she came back. I shouldn't be scared. I should say, Mom, see what happened to me. I should have told her. So fear, one of the things that made me, I didn't tell my mother because I was threatened to maintain my silence. I wish. If there's one thing I wish I could have done in my life for myself is to have spoken out. And even though my mother would push me sometimes, I would like just say, Mom, this is what is happening to me. I fall into depression. I tried to commit suicide so many times. Yes, not more than once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. So many times I tried to commit suicide. Same thing, lots of victims. Depression. And some don't want to commit suicide. They just need someone to love them. They end up falling into the hand of the wrong person all over again. So be careful who you trust as a victim. Be careful who you speak to. Be careful who want to help you. Because they will take advantage of you. They will also destroy you. Be careful. Instead, just come to social media and share your story. It's better that way. So stay safe.